Hi, I'm Vareen, a curious explorer of the intricate landscape of the human mind and behaviors. And you're now listening to the Ink Thoughts podcast, where I unravel the mysteries behind the incongruous thoughts that pepper our everyday existence. Hello everyone, welcome back to another episode of Ink Thoughts podcast. Hope everyone has been doing well and Happy New Year! I believe when this episode is released, it's probably the first weekend of 2025. It's a new year, and how many of you have really thought of and have started on your new year resolution? If you have, well done on making a move and really working that out. But if you haven't, don't worry, it's never too late to start, considering that you started now. Yeah. So I'm so glad you're here today, and let's dive into today's topic that I believe is both terrifying and transformative: the courage to start fresh. So, starting over can be one of the hardest things we face in life. Whether it's a new career, a move, the end of a relationship, or even a complete shift in your identity. It takes an incredible amount of bravery to leave the old behind and embrace the unknown. But here's the good news: starting fresh isn't about failure, it's about growth. Today, we'll explore why starting fresh is so challenging, how to build the courage to take that first step, and actionable strategies to make your fresh start a success. Before that, let me first share a quick story of mine. The past 1 year had really been challenging and eventful, both positively and negatively. I've learned a lot, and I have to say that it wasn't easy at all. But I'm glad that I was able to pull through it. So many things have changed: my career, living situation, relationship, social circles, etc. I have to admit that there are times that I question myself if I'm able to do this. But deep down, I know I have to. And fortunately, I did. But still, I already know what are the upcoming changes lining up for me even in the first month of 2025. Yeah, before we even think about those unknown. And I have to adapt to it regardless. At one point, I kind of felt tired of the changes in my life. It just felt a bit too much. But I know sometimes things are out of my control, and I just have to deal with it and do whatever that is still within my locus of control. And at the same time, stay optimistic. Yeah, it wasn't easy, but it taught me that every ending is also a beginning, and the courage to take that first step can lead to something truly amazing. For instance, for my current job, if I haven't changed to a new role, although there was a backstory regarding why, but let's not dive into that today, I probably might not have thought that I would work with people with intellectual disability out of so many other mental health services, because it just wasn't my area of interest in the past. But I'm glad and grateful that I have the opportunity to learn it now, which really opened up my eyes. Yeah, I've learned a lot of different stuff, which is interesting, and at the same time, I believe it's something good for my career development. So without further ado, let's first start with addressing the elephant in the room. Why does starting fresh feel so terrifying? Well, there are a few key reasons. The first one is the obvious one, which is the fear of unknown. We human beings are wired to seek comfort in familiarity. Even if our current situation isn't ideal, it is often easier to stay put than to venture into the unknown. And of course, we are fear of failure. Starting over can just feel like we have to admit that we're being defeated. We worry about what others will think and whether we'll succeed in our new path. Well, I guess that's the combination of unknown and failure that, make you feel so terrified about it. And we have this strong attachment to the past most of the time because we've invested so much of ourselves in our past, our time, energy, and identity. That letting go feels like losing a part of who we are. Yeah, we hold that identity so strong sometimes that it often leads to defining who we are to ourselves. And when we have to let it go, it feels terrifying. But here's the thing: these fears are normal. They're your brain's way of trying to protect you. The key is to recognize them for what they are and not let them hold you back. Now, now that we've unpacked the fear, let's flip the narrative. What if starting fresh isn't a setback but an opportunity? Here's how. First thing, it is a chance to redefine yourself. When you start fresh, you are no longer bound by past expectations or mistakes. It's an opportunity to ask yourself, what do I want to be now? It's also a proof of resilience. Starting over is a sign of strength. It shows that you're willing to take risks, grow, and pursue what truly matters to you. And of course, that's growth. Of course, there's room for growth. Every fresh start comes with new lessons, experiences, and opportunities for personal development. And if we didn't give that fresh start a try, we'll never know where we could end up at, which sometimes might surprise you. Yeah. So instead of asking, what am I losing? Try asking, what am I gaining? This simple shift can make all the difference. And so now let's talk about courage. Yeah, because we have to face it. Starting fresh isn't easy, but courage isn't about being fearless. It's about taking action despite your fears. Here are a few steps to help you build that courage. If you really have no idea how it might look like, try to visualize your future self. Close your eyes and imagine that version of yourself who has embraced the fresh start. What does their life look like? How do they feel? Use this vision as a motivation for you to work towards it. And then move on to take small steps. You don't have to overhaul your life overnight. Start with a small, manageable action. Each step builds momentum and confidence. Cultivate them into your daily routine. Oftentimes, these small little actions speak the loudest over time. And then celebrate the progress, not perfection. Starting fresh isn't about getting it right the first time. Celebrate every small win along the way and be kind to yourself when things don't go as planned. Just pick it up and try again. And let's get practical. Here are a few tips to make starting fresh feel less overwhelming. First thing first, reflect on the past. Take time to process what you're leaving behind. What lesson can you carry forward? Allow the time after proper reflection. Trust me, you'll be able to leave that behind and really move on. And then set clear intentions. Instead of focusing on specific outcomes, focus on how you want to feel and who you want to become, and build yourself a support system. Support yourself with people who inspire and encourage you. A strong support system makes all the difference. I'm really glad that I have many very supportive friends, colleagues, and family who really support me and have the trust in me and always can encourage me to be a better me. Yeah. And now, stay open to change. Remember, starting fresh is a journey, not a destination. Be flexible and willing to adapt. And lastly, practice self compassion. Be patient with yourself. Be kind to yourself. Starting over is hard, and it is okay to feel scared or uncertain. Believe me, you can do it. Well, starting fresh takes courage, but it's also one of the most rewarding things you can do for yourself. And it's a chance to redefine your life, grow in ways you've never imagined, and step into a future that aligns with who you truly are. If this episode resonated with you, I'd love to hear your story. What fresh start are you facing? What's holding you back? Comment down below and share it with me, or reach out to me on social media platforms with the username of InkThoughtsPod. And let's keep the conversation going. We are gonna support each other in having a fresh start today. Thank you for spending your time with me today. Until next time, remember, every new beginning starts with the courage to take that one step. Alright, I'll see you guys next time. Goodbye. Thank you for listening to this episode of the podcast. If you enjoyed it, do like and share it with your friends and family and drop me a comment on YouTube. If you're on Apple Podcasts, please leave me a review. If you're on Spotify, please rate my show. Alternatively, any questions or feedback, feel free to email me at hello@inkthoughts.com or send me a private message on Instagram, Facebook or Twitter with the username of InkThoughtspod. Thanks again and catch you all next week.